Yes, people. What's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. This video should have been live a couple days ago, but we are back. We are here. We're going to be talking about Chelsea. We're going to be talking about a little bit about what their predictions are for the Premier League season. Plus, we're going to be talking about a bunch of incomings, outgoings, what happened at Chelsea, because these guys never stop having fun in this summer transfer window. But before we go any further, I got Alex in the building. I got Bridge Nation, Ahmed in the house, and Ches is going to be joining us at any moment now. How you guys feeling about Chelsea, man? Must be an exciting season, headed into an exciting season for you guys.
I'll let Alex go first.
Bro, I'm excited, man. I can't lie to you. I might be toxic positive at the moment. I've been toxic positive ever since Maresca came in. I really like the manager. I like the way we play. It's more to the style that I like to watch football. I like control. I don't like the end-to-end stuff. People call it slow and boring, but for me, I like the team. It's been a while since there are 11, 12, 13 players where I'm like, this is a good core. Let's add a few pieces and then hopefully go for the league this year. You know, like, it's nice. It's a good place to be in.
Yeah, what about you, Ahmed? Yeah, man, listen, I'm very happy. Obviously, I'm really interested in this season. Honestly, you know, I want to see what we do. I'm liking the signings we made this summer. In my personal opinion, I think the signings we made this summer have been really positive. We got a lot better than some of the previous windows, in my personal opinion. But I like the direction we're going. I think that's the key thing for me. Direction we're going in, the way we're going in, and I think this season, man. We always say every season is important at Chelsea, but I do think this is a really good, important season with a lot of positivity behind it for us to hopefully take, you know, the necessary step that we want to take, obviously, as a football club to get back to where we want to be, of course.
Shout out to everyone in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Chelsea. Also, what is this guy doing? You got Man United fans going crazy because I told them they have one of our academy kids, and now he's starting. I just found that weird. They had one of our academy kids starting.
But he didn't have him, right?
What? Yeah, I'm like, I rate Heaven, but for him to be starting at Manchester United versus Arsenal in the first game of the season just goes to show you the levels between the two teams.
And I don't think that's unfair.
And my man's getting triggered by that. But yeah, no spamming in the chat, people. Before we go any further, Chaz is going to be joining us soon. The Club World Cup. I personally am one of the people who put the Club World Cup as a respected trophy. I'm not one of these people playing it down, so you don't have to worry about that with me. But one thing I will say is I feel like that does give you an extra bit of motivation going into this season, a little bit more confidence and a pep in your step, winning the Club World Cup, having a great season, winning the Conference League, also coming into this season with a bunch of new players, a solid midfield, solid attack. Probably only area you have a lot of questions is your defense.
I think you're spot on. I think the players are even viewing it like that. Before Colwell's injury, he was talking with a lot of energy. Reece James said, we're world champions, we need to go for trophies. Gusto, before he came back into training, he said, unfinished business, we're back, we want more trophies, we're hungry. I think winning that tournament essentially put the cherry on top for a good season. If we only won the Conference League, there would have been a lot of questions on the big occasion. However, it felt like when we beat Arsenal and Baku with Sarri, that was like, I know a lot of Arsenal fans view that as a negative night for them. For us, it was a positive night, and it was a night to kick on with Sarri. It was all his work that came to fruition, and it almost felt like the same way with Enzo Maresca, where this is the building block now. Now we push. And I think there's a lot to be like optimistic about. That Club World Cup was important in my eyes. I think we're going to look back at it in years and think, yeah, wow, Chelsea won it. You know, it'll be remembered.
Fair. It will definitely be remembered. It's like Uruguay winning the World Cup. It's the first time.
Yeah, it's a trivia question.
For me, you know what it is for me? I think, listen, I wasn't a big fan of the Club World Cup. For me, it was more so a player welfare situation. It's a thing.
Oh, you don't care about player welfare. Stop lying.
No, I'm being genuinely serious. Alex, you know my thoughts. If you see my country, actually, my opinion was actually based more on player welfare because I was a little bit worried about the fact that, you know,
you're one of those people trying to get out in the groups.
Yeah, listen, that was my opinion. But obviously, listen, at the end of the day, we did go on to win the competition. And I think one of the things I always say, the best thing sometimes when you're going into a season is having a massive positive, right? Now, obviously, we won the Conference League. That would have been also a positive thing, right? Of course, at the end of the day, we won the Conference League. The players won a trophy. It's a good end to the season. We got the top 4. You know, you saw the way the players were reacting and everything. That would have been positive. But winning the Club World Cup as well adds to that, I think, in my personal opinion. And I think some of the players that we brought happened in the Club World Cup too. Delap, João Pedro. Obviously, Estaval played for Palmeiras at the time, but necessarily played for us. But we've got guys that have obviously already played within their period, within their time. And you know, listen, they've come in now to season. They look really sharp and fit, which you know has surprised me somewhat because I was like, wow, these guys, man, 3 weeks off, man, but they're looking like you know they're already match ready. So I'm which I'm very happy about in terms of fitness and everything. So listen, I can't lie to you. This is like I don't know, like in the first time in 3 to 4 years where I'm really looking to Sunday 2:30 p.m. bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. It's Sunday 2:30 p.m. I'm just like, listen, I'm just looking forward to seeing what we cook, bro. Honestly, like.
And one more thing to add, right? Winning impacts young players that are 15, 16, 17 now.
Mm-hmm.
And we grew up in an era where Chelsea were always winning. So as a kid, what I saw was Chelsea winning. And you hear players now that are 24, 25 talk about it so openly. Oh, Eden Hazard, oh, N'Golo Kante, or Ballack, Lampard. We need to keep winning. Whether it's FA Cups, Carabao Cups, Conference Leagues, or Club World, it doesn't matter. What you're in, you need to win. Because all it does is it builds memories into these kids' heads that this is a big club and you come here, you get success. And it's the one thing where I think this isn't even a shot at Arsenal. I think Arsenal's second on paper, yeah, is brilliant, right?
Exactly.
And living through it, most weekends you're happy because your team's winning. But if, say, for example, Saka left tomorrow, people will look back on his Wikipedia page, say, what did he win at Arsenal? You know, only Arsenal fans will have the memory of him finishing second. And those good. I feel like trophies are so important. Like people underplay the importance of.
You know what I'm gonna say to add to that point, Alexis? Yeah, is that particularly when you're trying to do this, I don't want to call it a process necessarily, but essentially when you're trying to rebuild like a squad, right? And you're trying to get back to maybe a place that you once were. I like to call these ones, you know, I'm gonna use a bit of a gaming term, side quests. There needs to be side quests that you just compete on the side, trophy-wise, whether it be Europa League, a Conference League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Just for the squad in general, because they need to know what it's like. They need to feel what it's like to win titles, win trophies, right? And then to continue the hunger to like what the final goal, whether it be a Champions League or whether it be a Premier League. So that's just the way I totally agree with your point.
Mm. All right, I was just gonna say Chelsea's squad depth in attack and midfield, I think, is really good. I question your goalkeepers and your center back situation. Your fullbacks are also really good too. So it's really just 3 positions everyone's worried about. You have a relatively good starting 11, and you could potentially even win with Robert Sanchez and your center back choices. It's just how will you play for the rest of the season, and what more are you going to do this window? What more do Chelsea need this transfer window?
I'm one of those people where I like what we have already. And so I'm realistic in the sense that they're not going to get us a keeper. They've got Penders. They're looking long-term, right? So they've said, we signed this kid. He's at Strasbourg. Okay. It's going to be his 2nd season now in professional football. Next year, we're going to make a decision where we go. So we're stuck with Bob. Like, Bob is going to be the main man, and we're going to have to deal with him. The centre-backs, I don't want, like, you know, there's this whole narrative Chelsea have to go and sign a centre-back. I don't think they do. And the reason we don't need to sign a centre-back at this moment in time is because who are they going to go and sign? And what kind of long-term impacts is that going to have on the squad? Exactly. You've got Josh, you've got Trev, you've got Tosin, you've got Fofana, and you've got Badiashile. Work with what you have. Hoyton was nobody 12 months ago. Now he plays for Real Madrid. Exactly. Miles Lewis-Skelly was nobody. Now he plays for Arsenal Football Club. You know, and he's known as a 60, 70 million pound player. Trust Josh, integrate him in. He has a bad game, you put Tosin and Chalobah in. They have a bad game, you rotate. And then you find out Josh's real level. And for me, it's just a responsible thing to do. It's not the popular one. It's not going to get us like my transfer videos are not going to blow up because I'm talking about Josh Achimpong. Do you know what I mean? So,
I mean,
but I think my football team will improve.
It's not about certainly, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Huh?
Ahmed, you echo his thoughts?
Honestly, I do. But like, listen, you know, this season, I made that like a personal mission of mine. Like, say, guys, we need to like stop trying to do our fantasy bookings, and actually like objectively look at how do these guys work. You know what I mean? Like that's what, like, I genuinely want to, this is why this transfer window, I feel like I've made a lot less YouTube videos on a personal because I've been like, I know the way these guys work now. There's no point in me trying to, you know, if I see some random link that, you know, it's gonna come possible. I knew the club wanted to do that in the beginning because again, he suits the profile, he suits what the manager wants, everything like that. Even João Pedro, when we were initially linked to him, but then we kind of went in deep.
I remember your fans were like, "No, we don't want him. Keep him away from us." They were so angry.
João Pedro.
Yeah.
But you know why though? Yes. And I'll tell. We are scared
because you guys are afraid of Brighton.
No, we're burnt. We're burnt signing players.
Yeah, we are.
Like, Igal, the thing is, right? What happened to our club for the last 2 years? We have signed so many players that it got to the point where some of us are forgetting some of these players are on the books.
But you sold almost 100 players. What's up,
We
Ches?
do. We're saying, Ches. But the problem is we need to get into a thought process now where it's like, oh, we need game changers. We need bigger names. When in reality, João Pedro, clearly the scouting worked because this isn't the João Pedro that was at Brighton last year. Like,
it actually is. I don't think people watched him.
I disagree. He was having stinkers. He was having stinkers. Mid-season, mid-season, he was not great. I remember watching some of those Brighton games mid-season, and they benched him at one point, if I'm not mistaken. I know they benched him like at one point in time because he wasn't playing that well. Like,
I also think, bro, a lot of it's to do with, I feel he outgrew them because the year prior he had a very good season, and it was in his head he most probably wanted to move.
Yeah.
So then it just became, give me the ball, I'm going to do it by myself. Whereas now I feel like he's hungry and he's got something to prove, and maybe that's the difference. You know, when you're in a new workplace, the first 9 months you're doing the extra little mile for everything.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Jesus 2022, 2023.
Yeah.
He just came in and immediately was like silky, playing everybody well. And it's very interesting. But yeah, Ches, what we're talking about is Chelsea's transfer window and Chelsea's squad depth and just what you think they need. The boys are saying trust the academy and trust what you have in-house. Do you echo those remarks?
Don't panic buy. That's what we're saying. Do not go
in. Do not panic buy. Please, no, yes.
Is this topic in relation to the goalkeeper situation, the centre back situation?
Just in general, your squad depth.
Oh yeah, I echo what they're saying. I was on the football terrace, my big head, from the beginning when they joined, the ownership joined, and a lot of people. I was there. A lot of people asked me questions like, "Oh, Ches, why are you backing it?" And people called me delusional, and I was saying it's not as bad as it looks. And now I so happen to be doing YouTube myself, and it was come on these panels, big up a gal, and just tell everybody to relax. People stressing out about Simmons. If it doesn't work out, I'm still relaxed. The reason why I'm relaxed is because they're actually providing improvement with trophies, which is literally the ideal. There's nothing more I'd want than that. Improvement's one thing, but winning along the way is the literal utopia. So as it stands, I have nothing to complain about. Now, next season, we stagnate or regress, then of course I have a different discussion. But as it stands, like any project you work on in work, whatever job you have, when you get incremental improvements and you work towards your goals, then if they want to trust the centre backs they've got, then cool. You better make sure it works. That's what I would say. Fact. You know? But if it doesn't, then we'll say, yo, in hindsight, maybe you should have done that. But if they believe in their scouts, Badeshile, Benoit, you got Josh, you still have Wesley, you still have Renato, who probably will leave, but he's still there technically. You've got Jarrell as well, who just joined. So, and you got Trevor as well, who just joined, who's been here in the club, sorry. So there's options.
The one thing I will say also about the centre back situation, I feel like that's one of the particular markets where the best of the best, they're locked up in big contracts. They're at the desired clubs, right? And then you've got this other section of just like, potential guys. And we've already got potential guys in our squad. So for me, there's no need for me to be going into that unless I'm gonna be getting someone that's top of the top, if that makes sense. Otherwise, let's keep what we've got basically.
All right,
Bro,
who
the
needs a bounce back
sexy
season?
the sexy name right now that you're gonna hear out from Chelsea's fans is Ngapié. Everybody's mentioning the Bayer Leverkusen name or Alessandro Sandro Ribeiro from somewhere. I've never heard of him until
The
something
Brazilian guy.
until something happened to Colwell. Now everybody's watched 20 games of him. They know exactly every bit of like his weakness, his strength, and that's just not
But
possible.
here's one thing though. I want to give balanced argument because I know we all agree. But I was on my stream earlier, and then Jimmy was saying to me, and Jesse as well. The problem is, boys, Karas and Aya, if we don't get a centre back in, we are very reliant on players staying fit.
Yeah.
And the issue is the players who are reliant to stay fit are never fit. That's the problem.
Barring Fafana, I would make the argument that the rest of them.
Is the
No, but hey,
fitness-
it just be Chelsea's luck for wanting them to get injured, and then we're
does
That is true.
Maresca
That is
deserve
true.
credit for Chelsea's fitness record?
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, listen, if you just look at Poch's injury record, then what Russ is giving us,
Yeah,
it's night and day, bro. It's
Night
night
and
and day.
Do you know when I knew we've got a good manager and he doesn't care what the fans think? Conference League final, Reece James on the bench. Fans
Yeah.
were melting down. Like, it was a meltdown.
Yeah.
But even before the game, oh, what's he doing? Why is Reece not playing? And he was like, look, I need to manage him.
Even the
No,
Reece
like it
midfield
wasn't
thing.
even that. Yeah,
Even the Reece
remember that.
midfield thing, yeah.
Remember that
Right.
game when he didn't think the noise was loud enough. I think it was during the bad run.
Yeah.
And the Stamford Bridge went a lot very quiet because we went out the title race and he was making comments about top 4 in the title and everyone was annoyed. And he was calling us out. It was like, guys, you need to start making noise. We're not going to change the way we play. Like, we're just not. And then the fact he was saying these things and we won like 8 in 10 and it vindicated what he was saying. That's why a lot of people now U-turned. Now all of a sudden everyone's back in the manager. All of a sudden,
Bro,
well,
that
a lot of
guy
this
got
fan, I'm going to call it out. A lot
Did
of
that
fan
protest
base
work? Did that protest work?
That's the
or was
thing.
it-
I don't know why they
No.
were. I remember talking with A. I just remember talking with A on my stream, and we were like, "Why are people protesting over a few decisions they don't like?"
Yeah.
The season hasn't
And-
even finished yet.
The
And
funny
the
thing
protest
about the
was
first,
unmeasured. It was like,
And the protest seemed like nobody had an idea what they were protesting.
Yeah, it was about
the problem with the protest was that there was too many crazy ideas. Like, I remember Joe Cole was interviewing one of the guys about the ticket stuff, and you know what? I actually kind of heard a little bit about what the ticket guy was talking about, right? But then you had the stuff about the club model. Then they were talking about Todd Bowley.
the money thing. The money thing.
The
You
thing
were
about
throwing
Todd
money
Bowley,
around.
about whenever I
Yeah.
hear Todd Bowley in arguments from the class, I'm like, guys, he doesn't do anything anymore. Why are we talking about this guy? You're not even
This guy that's
targeting the right
minority
person.
shareholder.
We-
Literally, they just have him as the face of the project. He makes no decisions. Genuinely, he's a fifth of the he's one of the 5, right? And he's
Yes.
got like 12% of the club. Clear
Yeah,
Lake make
man.
the decisions. Igbali makes it. Never gets
You
mentioned.
know what's
though.
funny? I feel like Barney, like he just escapes like criticism.
Bro, if you guys
Yeah,
see my
but
TikTok
Burnley-
lately,
Yeah.
I made a TikTok about Chelsea's sales. You guys sold 96 players under Todd Bowley. Forget about
Yeah.
signings.
Oh,
You
is it?
sold 96 players. Almost,
Bro, but
people talk
we're
about
going to
money
continue
you've
that though.
spent. People talk about money you've spent. You have sold more players than clubs have bought in the last decade. That
You
is
know, we have to give, but I think again, you have to give credit to like I don't know which of the directors or if it's just both of them together that do the selling, but they do a great job. I just
We've
Did you
always
see my
sold-
tweet that went viral about Chelsea when you guys sold that
Felix.
what's that guy? The guy who was on loan to Porta or whatever? The left back or defender, what's his name?
Which one?
What's-
You
haven't
guys
sold him
sold
yet.
some. You guys sold some player. No, who was it? You guys sold a player, and I tweeted Chelsea have found a system that is now low risk, high reward
Because
because
Renato Vega. It's
because-
we
because,
got it
yeah,
from
Vega.
Basel.
because you basically, if a player works out, you make good money off them. If a player doesn't work out, you still sell them and make a return.
And they go,
on
you know,
investment.
I noticed as well with all the tweets when David Ornstein and Fab speak, they always say Chelsea has a good relationship with clubs. Meaning, like, because we have such a good relationship with clubs, the players know exactly you're gonna get a chance, but it's all respectful. If you don't work out, you still get your money. We'll get you a good deal. Everyone wins. Like,
And
literally,
now the new
Why
one.
do you think Madueke joined Arsenal? I
And
found out.
look at
the
his message
Madueke
ago.
deal-
Look at his message. He didn't no animosity. He was like, yeah, love. Like, we won trophies. Even despite the fact it's a rival, we couldn't really hate on him. We're like, yeah, fair enough. Like,
but
you don't
Madueke is not going to be like Havertz. For some reason, your fan base.
yeah,
hates
Havertz a bit different. Havertz a bit different.
But you know, yeah, Havertz is an interesting one because I liked Havertz when he was here. But the problem with why it got so toxic with Havertz was we were bad and finishing 12th.
Yeah.
And when you're finishing 12th, you need someone to blame.
But he helped you win a Champions League. That's why it's like.
You know,
football's fickle, man. Football's
but
fickle.
he helped you win
I'm 12 tomorrow. I know which one hurts
People
more.
change
Timo Werner gets way less heat than Havertz does. Is it because Havertz?
Now, if Cole Palmer was to mess up in the final,
is that because Timo Werner?
We would flip. Fan base would be very annoyed. They're not just forgetting.
Timo Werner has a good chance in it. That's why they like him in the stadium.
All fans are fickle, man.
Yeah, man. You know what's interesting though? The new thing Chelsea have started doing now is they're taking a lower base fee now, and they're putting in 25%, 30% sell-on clauses for any profits. So like Omari Hutchinson that left Chelsea, we got like 20 million for him plus 5 million in add-ons, but we've got 30% in sell-on.
No, you know who it was? It was Leslie, that guy.
He's gonna be cooking this season, man.
He's
when
a good player, man.
Burnley, I was like, yeah.
I thought that's too low of a level.
Listen, I'm surprised too. I thought
he would go to more mid-table, but Burnley.
I thought Man United were screaming for him. You know how you go and throw the money on Belieber now because Belieber's had a good 12 months and you can see the talents there. I think Leslie for 30 million is a gamble that they could have taken.
But you know, I realize.
Let's talk about something else.
Chelsea,
do you guys believe this project? It's inevitable. It's not if it bangs. It's when it bangs. Because in my opinion, you guys are eventually going to be amongst the best of the best in the world again, and going for every trophy once again.
As long as they stick to their model, and they have to adjust it, because we saw last season the boys will tell you the transfer strategy last year is different to this year. Last year they were very swap for swap, very penny pinchy. We don't really want to make any deals that are going to break the budget because we're in Conference League. This season they've gone a bit more out there, signed some players that are a bit of a higher profile, proven players to a high level, because we made champs. Now next season, if we do even better in the Champions League, win a trophy, they might even up level even more and finally get this goalkeeper, finally get the centre back. That's why that we're going to speak about. A lot of the fan base are kind of contrasted. Some believe we're ready to win the league. Some people don't think we're ready to win the league.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah, that's linked to the transfer business. Like, it's linked.
I'm going to ask you this question, guys, and I want you to tell me if you believe this or if you don't. If somebody said to you, Chelsea are going to win either the Premier League or UCL soon again, would you say I can see it, or would you say I still don't see it?
Within the next 3 years, I think there'll be a Premier, and I believe there could be a Champions. I think this year in the Champions League we could win it. If someone said to me Chelsea win the Champions League this year, I won't say, "Oh my God, I don't believe that. That's a shock." We've got a team that on our day
this year. I wasn't even talking about this year. Wow.
No, I genuinely believe, like, going into this year, we've got a team that and a manager where he could set us up in a 2-legged affair better than us going away to Everton or Ipswich. I trust us more in the Champions League than I trust
right now. Because I think right now, in terms of the way we perform, we're currently like a cup team right now. I think for me, obviously, I'll get back to what one of my aims this season is, but I think right now, winning the FA Cup, winning the Carabao Cup, winning the Champions League, I think is far more likely. I think Champions League, if we become consistent, which I'm hoping we're going to be in the league this season, then that is going to happen a lot quite soon too.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, and I think the way a lot of us were raised as Chelsea fans, we're not scared to say we can win the league. Like, do we think we will?
You were last year.
Yeah, but last year it was an unknown manager. A lot of young players that we weren't certain about. Exactly. Now they've got their fingers on trophies. So now it's like, well, you know what? They've developed. They've ticked boxes. So now it's like, let's see.
All right, let's flip it. Chelsea have a good start to the Premier League season. Before we even do the Premier League predictions or predictions for everything else, I'm going to pull up Chelsea's first 6 games. How confident are you guys that you guys will be in and around the title race talks when you face Manchester United in your 6th game of the season? You play Crystal Palace, you play West Ham, you play Fulham, Brentford, Manchester United and Brighton in your first 6 games before you play Liverpool. What are you guys saying? You guys saying you think you'll be at the top of the table come the game when you play Liverpool at the Bridge?
So last year we got 11 points. No, I think it was like 10 points from those games, if I'm not mistaken. I remember. I think we can get around about 14.
Last year's results, we drew, won, lost, drew,
Won.
won.
Yes.
Which
You
isn't that
remember them
great.
off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, like
So
I think out of those, what is it, 7
out of the
games?
first 6, how many
And that
wins?
was
How many
that's
losses? How
top
many
form
draws?
form. That's not what I just said. Isn't title challenging form. That's top form.
Nah.
So
I think
I
we'll
think,
get
listen, you know, I think for me,
always-
it's, the way I look at it is consistency, guys, right? So I think Crystal Palace, we should be in terms of our own level, right? We should be beating Crystal Palace, right?
Especially
way
with
we are.
them losing Gehi and Eze.
It's potentially. Obviously, West Ham.
potentially, yeah.
Yeah, potentially.
I think Gehi's
West
gone.
Ham, we should be beaten. We beat them away last season. I think we can beat them again. Fulham probably is going to be one of our tougher ones, but I still think we'll beat Fulham at home.
Brentford, Keith Andrews. I think there's a lot of turmoil there. We could take
I
it.
feel
down.
like, you know,
Yeah.
You know, my hot take about Brentford this season, I thought they'd been a bit underrated. I actually look.
They're gonna get relegated, bro.
No, they're not.
That's what I
relegated.
think. Is it?
I
They lost
actually.
their captain, they lost their
Ah.
manager, they lost their best forward.
Egal, we're gonna have out of the first 18 point, like 6 games, 18 points. I think we'll be on 16. I think
So
we'll
you
start
draw
like-
one game. Which game
You
you
lot-
I think
draw?
we
Is it
draw.
United?
It might be United because you always draw.
It'll be United. We don't beat United.
You know
We
what it is,
don't
boys?
beat them at Old Trafford, bro. I don't know what's going
I've
on.
got to
there.
be.
The
I've
thing
got to
is,
be.
if you win your first 4 games, people are gonna say title charge.
Yeah, obviously.
But that's like, you know, but that's like, you know what I mean? That's like media talk, bro. We don't. It's for me.
No, that's not
again,
media talk. That's legit.
media
You're gonna
talk,
be
man.
top of the table.
Nah, boys, it's not going to be that. I say it all the time. My favorite line.
Because
is
Arsenal
always-
play Liverpool first couple games. We also play Man City in the first 6 games. So by the time you play Liverpool, if you only drop points in one game, mathematically, I believe you'll be at the top of the table.
No, I'm telling you right now. I'm a Chelsea fan. Football doesn't work the way you think it does. That's my favorite line. This
Yeah.
season.
that
I'm
is
telling you
also
right
true.
now. I'm telling you right now. We're not going to win all those games. We're not. I reckon out of 4, might win 2 or 3. If we win all 4, we're definitely title challengers. I'll tell you why. Because those games that we have, historically, we don't do well against Brentford. We don't do well
Yeah.
against West Ham away. And we don't do well against Fulham. So if we beat all those hoodoos and beat Man U, dare I say it, win 5 out of 5 or 4 out of 5, we're different this season. Mark my words. So they heard it won't happen. I can't say us winning all 4 games.
One thing I just want to just point out.
It's PTSD. Like we haven't done it, so I can't say we.
You have to
can't.
see it to believe it, Chess. Is that what you're trying to say?
I have
You need
to
see
believe it.
Yeah,
Until
I agree,
Chelsea
I
break
agree.
these kind of things, I have to be objective as possible.
I think Chelsea could go 2 ways. One,
It's not about
you
having
guys
chess,
try-
bro.
you guys could challenge, or 2, you guys could turn into league gunners and start saying your defense is shit, your goalkeeper shit.
Nah. But I don't think the thing is our defense isn't world class. It's not title league, but it's top 4 level.
Yes,
There's
because
no
it can be consistent enough for top. Even listen, we can criticize Mr. Bob Sanchez, whatever you want to call him,
Bobby.
Roberto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Roberto is.
But you're gonna have to take that next step, and
No.
can you trust him?
No, I
No,
don't, no, we
but
can't
you
trust
won't
him.
find a single Chelsea fan that says they can trust him.
You
Like,
can't.
we're just stuck with him.
Yeah.
He's the ugly cousin that has to be invited.
But Egal, I think
You
you
know?
need to look at it from the perspective of what is Chelsea's like. What is it? What is our thing for us this season, right? What's our aim like in the league? I think if I was to ask the other Chelsea fans here, I think they would agree with me. It's about being consistent this season and making sure we consistently grind our results from the beginning of the season, the middle in particular of the season, which we've we love the middle of the season to capitulate for some reason. Be solid in that bit, and then finish the way we did at the end as well, right?
Last year, from game week 1 to 16, we were the second best team in the league. From game week 17 to 24, we were the 16th best
Yeah, we
team in the
dropped.
league.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, from then
Yeah.
onwards to the end of the season, we were
Well,
the
that's
second
first,
best team in the
Second
league.
or first, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think we
Yeah,
were 1 point
This is
behind
the thing,
City.
yeah.
So we had like
Like, what-
2 polar opposites.
And this is the thing. And even those first batch and second batch, the second batch, the last end of the season were fantastic. The first batch, we still could have improved a bit. There wasn't. We drew against United. We drew against Arsenal. Should have beaten you that day ago.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest as well. The Nottingham Forest game. If you
we had
remember,
like 2 draws. My point is this: it was just those 7-8 games where we won 2.
Yo, one second. Let me just say, shout out to Lee Judges. Everyone coming over from Lee Judges TV, really do appreciate it. Big up Lee, man. Hopefully we have a good season this year, man. And shout out Dan Potts also. I know he's probably part of this redirect. I appreciate it, man. Quickly bringing it back to Chelsea. My next point I wanted to talk about is this going to be Chelsea's best 11 next season? What do you guys think?
Don't know.
Yes, it is.
Not Hato at left back. Not Hato there. Hato
There's going to be something you're going to change.
Who's actually going to play there? The first game, I actually didn't think about.
It'll probably be Tosin.
Tosin, Chalobah.
Tosin and Chalobah.
Yeah.
So Chalobah is on the left or Tosin's on the left?
No, Tosin's on the left.
Tosin's on the left.
Because Chalobah's not left centre back. He's right centre back.
Okay, so that's Esteval.
Also, Gittens will get dropped.
I think Neto will start before Esteval starts.
Neto is not better than thing.
And obviously, João Pedro picks himself. He's in mad form.
Where's Neto?
Let's type his name in any tier.
Okay, and who's starting, Esteval or somebody else?
What,
probably.
First game of the season or
first game of the season? Yeah.
No, first game of the season, it will be most probably Gittens and Neto on the right.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So Neto on the right, Gittens on the left.
Yeah,
that will be.
Yeah.
I think Esteval is going to be your starting right winger.
I don't know.
No, it's too early.
No,
I think the manager will ease him in. I think the man's going to ease him in. Bro.
And the manager said something before the Milan game. They said, "Why is Esteban not starting after his amazing first game?" And he was like, "Because only 11 players can play." And it was just very much, don't tell me who I'm going to pick.
I think Gittens has showed enough where he can start left wing. I think he showed enough.
I think Gittens is a starter.
Yeah.
And I'm really worried about him, guys,
Finishing,
really?
I get it. Finishing.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I feel like we had Noni, right? And Chelsea fans hated Noni. Why? Because he shoots, cut in and shoots, right? And they're like, he always gets blocked, he never scores. The problem is, you've basically signed Gittens, who's 2021, and he just shoots. And there's nothing wrong with shooting. The problem is that our fan base, the minute you do
who has a higher
ceiling,
Gittens or Madueke?
Gittens.
Yeah, but the thing is,
so you're investing in the younger player. Why not?
You're investing in the younger player, but people want to do well this year. Like, for example, fans were already getting frustrated in the preseason friendly with Gittens' shooting.
But that's the thing, though. That's you got to use the same argument both ways.
No, but you have fans that are pessimistic.
The one thing I would say,
I get what he's saying because obviously when we watch
UK football culture, there's always going to be something to complain about.
No, but what Alex is saying is and A watched the game, we watched the game. When we watched him, it was a bit frustrating because he had a lot of chances to actually get a shot on target, even score, and it was a bit rash. But what I would say is his ability I feel like his one-on-one ability, his pace, his directness, and his chance creation will be better than Noni's. I feel like he'll be a better player.
The one thing I will say
Noni wasn't even great 1v1. Like he was good, but he wasn't like.
Noni was good dribbling though.
The one positive.
No, he's a good dribbler, not 1v1 all the time though.
No. 1v1, there was a way to lock up Noni, but even though I was a big Noni fan, by the way. But there was a way that you could if you stopped him once or twice, he would start giving up. He started by trying to pass sideways. But what I would say about Gittens, listen, if Gittens doesn't start to work out, you still have João Pedro, obviously, that can still play that position if necessary. Neto to play that position if necessary. I know, obviously, we're still looking to Javi Simmons. And that's it. I'm not going to mention anyone else.
Listen, we're getting Blondie and he's playing left wing.
I'm getting a shirt.
He's
gonna. Can you imagine that, bro? That's what I say, man. People Gittens, but then you're getting Garnacho.
I'm getting a Garnacho shirt. Alex said, "Hey, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna put it right here."
Your copium. You call me.
No, I've accepted it 2 months ago.
No,
bro, you say copium for me when I say Madueke, I'm gonna back him because he's an Arsenal player.
I'm not backing him. I don't rate him. I'm being sarcastic.
None of us rate him.
I don't rate him.
We've just got Fabrizio, our biggest fan, right? Every day we get it 3 times a day.
That doesn't mean I rate him.
By the way, guys, you know Fabrizio Romano has a massive connection with Chelsea.
Is he
He's
agent?
huge.
Is he agent? It's not the
He
Chelsea.
might as well be a spokesperson, man. I said this before, man. He's the club spokesperson.
No, because David Ornstein only tweets when something's done. Fabrizio will give you every update to the point where he'll tell you 2 minutes before the transfer is official on the website. That's
He's
how
too many
crazy it
agents
is.
at Chelsea. He's too many agents, man.
No,
The
bro,
thing is,
he has
it's how we
people
sell
who
players.
work at Chelsea who tell him when they're about to drop the tweets. That's how crazy it is. Remember Joao Pedro announcement in 4 minutes? I was like, yo, now you're taking the piss. Let them at least announce it themselves.
A lot of reports do get the time it gets announced, then they just report it like with 1 minute left.
I think Ben Jacobs did it as well.
Let me ask you guys one quick question about Arsenal, though. What is this obsession with Declan Rice that you guys have?
We don't
I'm
have
not gonna lie to
obsession
you.
with Declan.
Online fans have this weird obsession.
He's talking about Don. Don's always
Yeah.
talking about Rice.
Online Chelsea fans have a weird obsession with Declan Rice. Is it because you guys wanted him?
It's nothing about you. No, it's because
They
he was
overhyped
best friends
him,
with
I think.
he was best friends with Mason Mount, and there was a period where big Chelsea social media content creators
Really wanted it.
not really wanted them. Let's just put it this way: we're in contact with Mount, and we're heavily in contact with the player, to the point where it was a big driving force for year after year. We need to get a DM. It needs to be Rice. It needs to be Rice. And it became Jorginho fans versus Rice fans.
Oh my God, what an era.
And it's something that's basically carried on now throughout the years. And then no worse club could have signed him than you lot. We already don't like you enough. So now you've got Rice as well. I think it's just like, it's an accumulation, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just find Chelsea fans, you have this weird anger towards him, and maybe
But you lot do the same though with Caicedo or Enzo.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
Enzo.
I think it's more to protect Rice, the whole Caicedo stuff, because I see more every time Declan Rice has an award or anything that he is mentioned, immediately it's where's Caicedo. But in the same tweet, you're not mentioning the fact that you could have said that about Bruno. You could have said that about Cole Palmer, who didn't have a better season than Caicedo. But it's always Declan Rice. Why is he there? But yeah, it is what it is.
To be fair, man, like, you guys did the Havertz gimmick too. Like, I don't even talk about Havertz anymore, but then you'll be seeing Havertz score a goal, and then, I'm fucking at Chelsea. That's how they feel.
Chelsea fans, Carefree
Yeah.
Lewis mentioned Kai Havertz anytime a Chelsea striker scores a goal.
I can't lie, man. That season when the first season Jackson came into our club, and then he had Havertz for the first season. I was like, come on, guys, it's too much, bro. Like, what I mean? They basically scored the same goal, so it was like an exchange at that point.
Yeah,
I like Kai Havertz, man. Honestly, it takes a lot for me to get. The only time I was ever angry at him was when he was scoring goals against us at the Emirates game, that 5-0, and I hated Poch. I took all my anger out on Havertz.
Oh, this next question is very nice. Will this season be better than last year?
I would like to hope so. Yes, I like to hope so.
Trophies wise,
Yeah.
Can it?
Well,
Mm,
we got to
Club
win
World
2. Yeah, we got to
World
win
Cup's
2.
it's going to be it was already a major, but it's going to be even bigger soon.
Can you have a better season than last year where you won the club?
Boys,
World Cup,
if we win
you won
78 points,
Conference
if we get
League.
78 points, would you be happy? Or do you
Why
think we should
78 so specific?
Because we haven't cracked 78
Okay, so,
in the last 9 years. I think Tuchel
Oh,
was the
if we
last manager.
surpass
Yeah. So Tuchel
I
was
think
the
you know
last
what it is for
manager.
me.
If you want to
You're-
challenge for the league, you have to be going for 90.
Yeah.
I think for me,
this-
you know what I would say? 80. I think we should be looking for 80. You get 80 points.
11 more
60.
points. That's definitely doable.
No,
Yeah, that's four more wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Get 80 points because we haven't cracked that 80 point in a very long one. That's the one that we haven't cracked. You do that, in that summer, there's only 1 or 2 pieces genuinely left here. If needed, that need to be, or if there's another piece we need to get. And we've got the squad now. You've got the squad now. If you need to add anything to make the dresser look nice. But that's pretty much it, bro.
That's a good point, yeah.
And for us to win the league, a few things have to happen, and I think there's like 3 or 4 things. One, Palmer needs to be the best player in the league. Like he'll have to kick on to another level. 2, Enzo and Caicedo need to have that midfield wrapped up nicely with the depth. Estevao or Neto will have to evolve, or Joao Pedro, to where they're Robin to our Batman, and Sanchez needs to be reliable. Second half of the season, Sanchez, not like, and
not
then
first
we,
half of the season.
yeah,
But
and
like
then we can
6-7
literally
goals,
we'll have chess for
errors
you.
leading to goals. I think it was the most, like second most in league or most in league.
Yeah,
And it was only that
we're-
run. It was only that few months, but it was enough for everyone to be like, yeah, get him
bro.
out.
Everyone, do you know what's wild to me? I've got people telling me we don't need Mike Maignan, we don't need Donnarumma. Oh, just trust Sanchez. 3 months ago, it was anyone but Sanchez.
Yeah, I still
It's
stand
like-
by that point.
I think the Club World Cup changed people's opinions.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen, Donnarumma over Sanchez. I'm not sure that's the level of upgrade I'm looking at personally, if that makes sense. Because listen, Sanchez can make these mistakes. Donnarumma is also prone to making mistakes in it. So it's like that one. I hear the Magnano one did annoy me though personally, because it's like if you're saying you want Pendas to be the future, he slots in perfectly for that 3 to 4 year period that you allow Pendas to develop at Strasbourg or wherever you want him to develop at. So like that's the one that confused
Why
me.
did you guys go for Donnarumma?
No, Donnarumma for me. I'll be
I like
very
him.
rude.
I would.
I wouldn't.
I don't think. Yeah, I
It
wouldn't.
breaks
I don't think
the model. It breaks the model.
it didn't even break the
Bro,
model for me. It's
Model's
more about.
there to be broken, bro. Every now and then you need to get someone.
He's
in the
still
way.
young, no?
25.
My problem with Donnarumma, he's prone to a mistake like Sanchez. So my problem is,
Yeah,
Name a
there's
keeper
no
that
point.
isn't. Name a keeper that isn't prone to a mistake.
Yeah, but
He's
I feel
26
listen.
years old,
The way
guys.
I look at it though, Alexis, yeah, is that I would rather have a keeper that makes a mistake once every 15, 16 games, right, compared to a keeper that's gonna maybe make a mistake once every 4 to 5 games.
I don't know why he's forcing a move out of
That's-
PSG.
No,
because
he's not.
they're not giving him.
They're not giving the
what
money.
happened? Igal, what's happened is he was on a very beautiful contract, and what PSG have done now since they've got rid of like Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, and Verratti, they've put people on incentive contracts. So Zabani's going there, right? He's going on 4 million euros, and if he hits his incentives, he goes to 8 million euros. And they gave Donnarumma a similar contract, and he said, "No, I want guaranteed money." So now he wasn't
Enrique
making
just
his
went,
mind
yeah,
up.
fair enough.
Yeah, Enrique said, "All right, cool,
And
we'll
you
get
know what I
Chevy."
don't get? If he goes to Manchester City, boys, it doesn't make a difference for me. Like Man City don't need another keeper. They already have like 5.
Why? Because
Yeah.
Edison's gonna leave. I think it's
No,
it's
but
literally
Trafford's there, Edison's there, Ortega's there. What are they doing?
yeah, but I think Ortega's got 12. Yeah,
Yeah,
both.
Ortega's
But I
gonna
think
go.
both of
Yeah.
them contracts are running out.
You're
I
both
think they're
become a
both going.
first team
What
goalkeeper.
happened to? I don't know what happened to Edison though. Like, if he was playing for them in preseason, did they let's look at him in preseason and we're like,
Hey, he
Yeah,
wants
not good
more
enough.
money, man. He's on 150k a week. He earns nothing.
no.
No,
I'm
he's
just saying
also
though.
past his best.
Yeah, I think they just looked at him in preseason and were like, yeah, he's not it or something.
Yeah,
because-
he's definitely regressed from
Yeah.
prime.
Well, the thing for
2-3
me
years
that's
ago,
surprising me about
He's still good though.
Donnarumma
He's
move-
still top quality. but-
Donnarumma move for me, that what surprised me about that, particularly for Man City, is that this guy doesn't really necessarily play ball defeat that well. So
That's what I'm
What-
saying. Yeah.
like, is Pep banking on his like coaching, like to take this guy like to like a level where he's gonna be like good enough to be able to do that for him?
I heard someone say a
Do you
very
guys see
interesting
Man City
point.
finishing above you?
I see them winning the league.
What?
That's my pick, and
Uh,
I'll
yeah,
tell you
no.
why. For me, if you look at Pep's career, right? Pep wins league titles. Statistics tells you Pep doesn't go 2 years without winning a league title. That's why I think he's going to find a way. They've invested well. I think they're going to win the league again. People are saying Pep
I think
is
their
washed.
defense is washed.
But it's but they've got, you know what I think we've forgotten? They've got Haaland who can score 40 goals and no one will blink an eyelid. They've got Marmoush who came in and put up numbers. I think they'll outscore teams.
You know that guy was wrong. It wasn't their defense, it was their midfield.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Their
their
midfield
defense.
is not that good either.
No,
But now-
what I'm trying to say is that when you have a poor midfield, your defense is always susceptible to counter attacks, line breaking passes, runners. Now they've got Rodri back. I know he's out injured, so the first few parts of the season they're going to struggle the first few weeks, I reckon, because no Rodri.
Yeah, and Kovacic is out also.
But what Alex is trying to say is that he's banking on the fact they're probably going to get into gear again, and when that midfield's sorted, on paper, those centre backs are more than enough with their goalkeeper behind them to be good enough to win the league.
All right, what
I
about
also
Liverpool?
think
I don't think they win the league, by the way, but I'm just saying what Alex is saying.
I don't think Liverpool are going to be as good as everyone thinks.
I
they're going
think-
to be.
I personally think, based off like Alex is saying about statistics and probability, rarely teams go back to back. So the logic deduces me down to Arsenal.
I rate that.
No,
I said
no.
Arsenal. I said Arsenal last year. That's why I think you
Break
guys
it down.
fucked
Why do you
hard.
think Arsenal? Besides the fact that
Okay, besides
Liverpool
the
don't go
facts,
back
yeah,
to
okay.
back.
Footballing wise, I feel like Liverpool's. You know what? They're about to sign 2 defenders. That's the thing. But before today, they didn't have the defense sorted out. Their midfield's still an issue in terms of the quality of the synergy, the chemistry of the team. I don't know how it's going to work with Wirtz, McAllister, and Gravenberch. Gravenberch's fallen off a bit, but I just think the way teams set up will be just different to them this year, and I think that's what happens most years.
Balance.
I think it's as simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like with Arsenal as well. Arsenal have got a very good team. For me, it's the integration of Gyökeres and how quick he hits the ground running, and if Saka recovers his form before the injury, where he was just super productive. Where regardless how he played, there was a GNA coming out.
He played versus Real Madrid after the injury. He was solid.
Yeah, but then he also played in other games again. Real Madrid wasn't the only game you lot played. Like
he scored versus PSG,
and in the league.
In the league, he
Give
got
me
a
his
couple
league.
games.
Yeah,
he
but
had
like
a couple good games.
By the way,
But he
this isn't
wasn't
me even
solid.
getting at him. This isn't even me getting at him. So like it genuinely isn't. It's about Saka maintaining the level that he was at, where he was consistent week in, week out. Definitely. And I'm not even saying he's a bad player. He's one of my favorite players to watch. But I need him and I need Gyökeres for me to confidently say Arsenal.
You have to see it.
Yeah,
to believe
that's what I would say. I would say Liverpool are the clear favourites, but I have Arsenal purely because I think Liverpool drop off, and the only team I think that will breach that gap would be Arsenal. I'm not saying Arsenal are going to win it by 10 points and do a Man City of old, but I feel like if Liverpool was to drop, they're still my favourites. I think Arsenal can.
How do you feel about Liverpool's midfield of Gravenberch? Because
I don't know.
Now it's Gravenberch and McAllister, right? And we know, bro, I'm not confident. And it's what you said, right? When the midfield's off, your defense looks shit.
It's just 10%. It's not necessarily they drop off massively. It's just those little. Gravenberch fell off from January. He just wasn't.
And then Frimpong is basically
Trace. Still haven't gotten a replacement for him.
I think for me, I was gonna say Kirkers did not look as good as he usually is, which surprised me a little bit because I thought he'd just be
why. We got Cucurella. You go buy a left back from a mid-table team. The system's different. They're playing against lower blocks.
That's harsh, yeah.
It's about time they need to adapt, and I think they changed way too many of their first 11.
Also, Palace is not a team. Palace is not a team where you're going to see Kirkers bombing forward because guess what? Sarr is right there behind him, ready to go.
You know what is the guy? I heard people say this about Palace and the fact they beat them, but Palace have a really good record the last few months. They've actually been performing quite well against big teams. I wouldn't use them as a.
One thing I will say,
Liverpool will beat 85-90% of most teams in the league.
Yeah, they will still beat them. They've got the thing is, if they get Isak into this team, their attacking power is just going to.
Yeah, I haven't included that, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Obviously, my opinion changes massively.
For me, if you include Isak to equation, obviously it changes the game a lot.
Yeah, I've got Liverpool favourites. Yeah.
But my thing is, once
the thing is,
it's too powerful.
Yeah, Rodrigo and Donnarumma, will your opinion flip the other way?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It will.
Rodrigo to City doesn't change anything for me. He's just another left-sided player joining a team that's heavily has a lot of left-sided players. You already have Marmoush. You now have Rodrigo. You already have all these other guys who are left-sided players who like to come onto their right foot.
But you know what I say? To that? If you don't think Rodrigo's going to improve them, I think Donnarumma actually will improve that team. Only because of the shot stopping stuff, right? Because if they keep playing that, that level of high line that I've been seeing them play recently, at least having a guy, having at least Donnarumma in terms of his shot stopping ability alone, not even like his passing on the back, is going to be a massive.
I think Rodrigo will make a difference for them, Ahmed. It's just I think he would have made a bigger difference if he went to Liverpool, for example. That would be more scary. But
Man City need wingers
because City already have so many players in a similar mold. Marmoush, Doku, now Rodrigo. It's all overkill.
But let's be realistic. But listen, Igal, Doku cannot just play on the left. He can play. He's actually interchangeable. Right, his game remains the same, whichever.
No, but you know how Pep likes to have a right footer on the left.
But listen, Pep like to change the game also. So that's also
If they
true.
signed Vinny, it would be a big different story.
You know who? The one thing I think we also need. A lot of us are forgetting. This guy, I wish he was at Chelsea personally. Turkey. No, Turkey is the one I think.
Oh my gosh, Alex, you know what? Man City have a good chance. I forgot about Reinders.
The thing about Reinders, Turkey is the one that a lot of us forget. I know a lot of people think about Works. They think about Palmer in these type of positions.
That Man City
but
Turkey.
Turkey.
Who has a better midfield, Chelsea or Man City? Because I say Chelsea.
We've seen ours, so it has to be Chelsea.
It has to be. I think Chelsea overall is the better one. But I'm
we haven't seen
midfield. Man City or Arsenal?
Arsenal. We haven't seen Man City's midfield yet.
You have to see
on paper. Liverpool or Man City.
But Alex, it's hard to say on paper though. It's hard to say that.
That's the thing, yeah.
Because people were telling us 2 years ago, Enzo can't play with Caicedo. He's not a runner.
Yeah, I know.
It's facts, isn't it? And now look.
Yeah, and
so
now,
Lavia is now a bench player.
Who? The one thing
Lavia low-key might be fourth choice now.
Fourth choice, bro.
He might
That's
be
crazy.
If the way things are going, bro.
It depends on the midfield.
If Vesugo improves technically a little bit more,
comes in the guy,
does what he does.
I was arguing with Jay and Deji yesterday. I was arguing with Jay and Deji yesterday that Chelsea have the best midfield, Pep is the best manager, Arsenal have the best defense, and Liverpool have the best attack. And it's basically
one thing I am gonna say
who's gonna win.
The one thing I am a little bit worried about, because I was the AC Milan regular watcher last season. I can't wait to watch them again this season with my favorite terrorist. That's going to be, sensational football. Can't wait to watch my guy, next season. But listen, Reinders defensively, when he's in the 2, I don't like him. I don't like him at all.
He's not a good 8.
Yeah,
I watched them live.
That's what I was saying.
If he's midfielder.
Yeah,
Reinders. When he if he put him in the pivot, you're in trouble. That's what I'm gonna say. You're in trouble.
Bro, Reinders in the 10.
I love it. Also, they have no right back. They have no right back. And AFCON
Alex, they're not going to play him 10.
And it's AFCON year.
They're not playing him 10.
You think so? We have no African players.
Phil Foden,
I don't know about you guys. Do you have any African players that are going to be missing for AFCON?
Nico. If he's still here.
He's not even a big miss. Liverpool are going to be missing Mo Salah. Man City.
We do this every year, though, man. It's not going to make a difference.
Man City's going to miss Marmoush and that guy, the fullback. What's his name?
Aït-Nouri, Algerian.
Arsenal's not missing anybody. Chelsea's not missing anybody.
Man United have got two missing. 3.
Man United are missing like 4 players. Ahmad, Mbeumo,
Dorgu.
Their defender.
I don't know, possibly.
I don't know. Yeah.
Bro, they're missing 4 big pieces.
And Baleba.
Baleba too. Yeah, it's going to be a chaotic season. I'm excited.
Tossin's not. Yeah.
And I know. And I'll tell you guys one thing. My whole thing about Chelsea, when you guys were down, I wasn't even making fun of you guys. I was only making fun of you guys when you won your Champions League, saying you guys won your Champions League, you fluked it out of jealousy. But right now, I'll be real, you guys are on pace to be one of the best clubs in the world for the future. And it's not, I'm not saying it's scary like everyone says, but it's visible for anybody who watches football to say Chelsea are on the right track. And you can see that they have the right tools, the backing, the investment, the ambition to go and get it right over the next coming seasons. If Liverpool or Man City or Arsenal fall off, it could be a situation where Chelsea go and do like multiple league titles in a row in the future. Especially if your players
it won't be needed for you guys to pull off. I think we'll just go into that team anyway.
But also your players are going to have to develop together. You're going to continue to sign quality players. And eventually when you start buying finished products and you say no more young players because this team is ready, it's night because then you're going to be getting the Balax type players again. You're going to be
we won't. Nagao, that's not what we're going to do.
I don't doubt it. I think you will. Once you have the squad good enough, I could see you guys adding elite pieces.
We won't. This is the model. These men will tell you.
No, but why would you continue to buy young?
Let me. We won't need to. We won't need to. So the point is, if Palmer's, Esteval's grow into world-class players, we'll buy the next batch. When the older guys like Neto and all that, they might not be good enough, we'll leave. Then the money used from their sales will go into the younger Palmer or the younger Esteval. Yeah. And it just goes like this. You won't need to buy that.
Ben Jacobs said it perfectly. I was listening to a podcast and he was talking about what Chelsea's plan is. Chelsea are going to stop buying now, apparently, the 17, 18, 19-year-olds. They're going to start buying the 14, 15, 16-year-olds so that they come through the academy and it's cheaper. And then there's a full conveyor belt going on of like basically when Palmer and them will get to 28, 29, eventually some of them will move on, but the 23, 24-year-olds will step up. And it's a full-on conveyor belt.
You don't need to buy Ballack.
They've restructured. They've restructured the whole academy.
That's what Abel talked to. That's what you mentioned about Penders. So the point about Penders is next season, let's say he breaks out better than Petrovic did. He comes in, and now we don't need to buy a goalkeeper. We don't need to buy.
Like, a lot of people, I know obviously we're talking about Coleman. A lot of people
we're
also
gonna wrap it
forget
up.
about the one thing we also forget about is Strasbourg as well, right? Strasbourg is, even though it's technically like our sister club, like the way it works, the way it produces players, we literally take players from them, sign them for ourselves, and then choose whether or not obviously we want to move them on as well. So there's like a whole different batch of players that we can also choose from that are playing in a league that's very similar to us.
The 2-club model needs to be implemented in my club, honestly. But fair play to Chelsea. You guys keep finding ways to get stuff done. At this point, it's not even jealousy. I just admit it, bro. You guys are gonna start winning majors on a consistent basis. It's not when, it is gonna happen. We just need to get used to it. But that's, you guys laughing, but it's true. You know it's true. You can see where you're headed. And from my perspective, I just need to start picking up stuff before we find a situation where my team is no longer good. But hey, I'll catch you guys on the next day. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing Liverpool, and guys, you already know what it is. Oh, hopefully Tottenham lose to PSG, because I don't want another situation where another Premier League team takes a trophy off PSG. These guys need to go and beat Spurs. It's already bad enough they let you guys win the Club World Cup. But yeah, catch you in the next one. You guys think they're going to win the Club World Cup? No way Spurs win that. No way Spurs win the Super Cup.
They're not winning the Super Cup, mate, sadly.
Nah, I don't see it either.
They're going to get slapped by 4.
Yeah. Who are you guys live soon? Either of you guys?
I'm on Sam's channel, literally just like in 2 minutes. So I'll see you there.
Not me. I'm allowed tomorrow as always.
I'm gonna send it over to Hussam. Where is he? You know
what?
Actually,
chat. Go subscribe. I'm creeping up to 43,000. Help me out,
bro. You need to do match reactions, man. You need to do.
I do, bro. Match reactions, daily transfer news. 15 minutes. Come to Chelsea and go home. Enjoy everyone else's content. 15 minutes a day, Kafka.
15 minutes. That's all you gotta do. Watch 15 minutes every day.
Enough said. You guys have a good day. I'm gonna send you over to Sheik. Tell Sheik Arsenal's gonna whoop Manchester United's ass. We're out of here.
See you later, guys. In a bit.
Peace.